Check out the level of flooding in Carolina Beach. This video sent to us from Alabama Avenue. You can see some first responders walking through the water there. We already know the National Weather Service says parts of Carolina Beach saw historic flooding from this storm. This video seemingly confirming that as whole streets in town are now many rivers. WECT's Emma Dollarmayer joins us now live from Carolina Beach. Emma, neighbors are telling you they have never seen anything like this.
Fran, we'll take a look behind me here on Lake Park Boulevard. This is the street in Carolina Beach that has a lot of the businesses. You can see people splashing in knee-deep water right now as all of these businesses are closed. And neighbors I spoke to said they have never even seen anything like this on this street. They said that then when they woke up this morning, they did not expect to see flooding like this on these roads. Now, again, they say Carolina Beach floods often, but none of the neighbors and business owners I spoke to have never seen it like this. They say this storm was unexpected. Now they are seeing downed power lines, floating trash cans, and closed roads. This is what one neighbor had to say when we asked him if he expected this.
Absolutely not. I don't think anyone had any idea this was going to happen. I mean, we knew it was raining quite a bit last night, but this morning, this entire road on Raleigh was just flooded completely, debris floating down, tree damage, and my dogs had a lake to play in this morning in my yard, so no idea it was going to happen.
Again, you can see that this road is looking a lot more like a river than a street. All of these businesses hoping to reopen by tomorrow, but conditions will have to really clear up for that to happen. Live in Carolina Beach, Emma Dollarmayer, WECT News.
Now, this video coming to us from District Attorney John David after he says he became trapped in the Brunswick County Courthouse in Bolivia. This was taken this afternoon. At this point, he says the water was still rising. Right now, roads are shut down in many parts of Brunswick County. High water washing out several roads in and around Southport. The Sheriff's Office shared these pictures of high water rescues there today. Cars, trucks, all stranded as the water just kept rising. WECT's Ava Bringord is in Brunswick County right now, where people have been stranded along Highway 17 for hours. Ava, what is it looking like now?
Well, Fran, to give you some perspective on these road closures, I'm standing right in the middle of Highway 17 heading south, and you can see it's completely empty. That is not something that you see every day, and here's why. Take a look. These cones are blocking off the road here. There's about 4 people from the Sheriff's Office, State Highway Patrol, State Trooper, turning this long line of drivers right back around where they came from. And it's just to keep as many people safe and off the roads as possible. To get a look at the flood impacts here, let's take you farther south down to Southport, where flooding has caused part of Moore Street to collapse. The street is now impassable. I was just on the phone with Southport's Mayor Rich Alt. He said along with the road collapse, homes and businesses are flooded. There's now a shelter set up at South Brunswick High School for those who need the help in the shelter. The common theme here is that officials in Southport say that they did not expect this storm to cause as problems as big as this. And we'll take you back here along 17. Drivers taking it slow despite these traffic buildups to try and get to the southern part of the county, but it's all in an effort to keep as many people away from heavily flooded areas as possible. Now, we've seen about 3 to 7 foot high water down 17 here. We've also seen some high water rescue trucks head down there. Those are about the only vehicles that are. A spokesperson with the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office told me that there have been, quote, multiple rescues countywide because of the storm. And we've seen countless drivers pull into surrounding side streets here just to turn around and figure out their next move. Now, Fran, the big story here is that if you're home, just stay home. You know, take caution, play it safe. And even as you can see, I mean, we have a little bit of blue skies peeking through. The rain is gone, but don't let that fool you. Just stay home to avoid any trouble that these flooding impacts will cause. Live in Brunswick County, Ava Bringord, WECT News.
We just pulled up to the scene here, and there are hundreds of cars that have been stuck here overnight. I've been talking to people. They've been here since 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and guys, they're stuck. The gas station is not open, so they're not able to get food or water or anything like that. And most of these people are just trying to get home. People with their pets, with their children. And I actually found someone right now. Do you want to come over and talk? This is Amber.
Hi.
And you are here with your husband and your
my
two
two daughters.
kids.
Yes.
So can you just tell me, what has it been like for you tonight?
It's been crazy. When we first got here, it was around 11. We headed to Wilmington to try and find some hotels, but they were all booked up. The gas station's not open, so we can't get water or food. We're just trying to go to vacation with our family.
Right. So you told me you're from Delaware. You're not even from here, and you
Nope.
got stuck in
Yep.
this mess, really.
Yep.
So I heard your baby's crying. How are you guys
Yeah.
doing?
We're okay. Luckily, we have formula and a little stash of water, but once that runs out, we don't have anything else.
And you said you were trying to, and I'm just sorry. So hopefully these roads can get cleared up soon, or at
Yes.
least the gas station can open, because
Yes, that would be so helpful. That would really be helpful.
And so how has it been like overnight for you guys?
Tiring, exhausting. Yeah, just crazy.
I'm sorry.
okay. It's
And you
fine.
said you're trying to get to Myrtle Beach for
Yes.
vacation.
Yep.
Are you still going to try to make it there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If anything, we'll get a hotel maybe later on in the day if there's some vacancies.
Hopefully so. I'm
Yes.
sorry that you're dealing with this, and I just hope that it all works out
I appreciate
quickly.
it. Yes,
for
quickly.
you.
The quicker the better. I spoke with the police officer, and he said the water is not receding anytime soon.
We'll see how it looks when the sun comes up. But
Yes.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Amber.
Thank you.
How long have you been out here?
Got here about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening.
All right. So where were you coming
I
from?
was coming from Wilmington. I had chemotherapy treatment,
And what were you being treated for? And,
2nd-degree lung cancer.
and it's going well.
Yeah, everything's been going real well, and I've got a lot of people praying for me.
That's awesome. It's just so, how does it make you feel to leave that and kind of get stuck in this?
There was like 5 of us that made friends here, and we just made the best of it. We pulled out the beach chairs and just sit around to, I think it was about 2 o'clock this morning.
So you made some new friends out here.
Made some new friends.
All right. So how does it? Are you hoping to leave soon, or what are you going to do
Oh,
after
I'd love
this?
to be. I'd love to be at home. My 3-year-old granddaughter's visiting, and she cried herself to sleep last night, wanting her pappy, and that just sort of hurts.
So you're going to be ready to see her in a couple hours.
I'm ready.
You're going to be the first one in line.
I hope so.
All right. I hope that you can get out of here soon.
Thank
Hope
you.
everyone can get out of here
Thank
soon.
you.
So thank you for sharing your story with me.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So guys, you heard it here. That's just one of several stories. People being out here for hours, just trying to get back home to their loved ones, and hopefully they all can soon. Bill and Kim, back to you. Just as a gas station, it has turned into more of a camping ground because people have been here for hours. I talked to some people who have been here since 2, 3 yesterday afternoon, and they have not been able to get home since. And now we're mixing that in with people who are trying to get to work this morning, and that's why we're seeing a lot of cars stuck on the road right now. But the problem is, if you go over this way, they're actually letting a couple people turn around, but you can't go further down 17 because there are floodwaters, and law enforcement told me that it's deep. They don't want people going that way, but now they're letting people turn around so they can at least go back to Wilmington if they're looking to go that way. So that's what's happening right now. That's why you see a couple cars more moving, and they've been stuck here the past couple minutes. So that is good to see for the people who are trying to go a different direction, but it's still up in the air for the people who are trying to get back to Southport, Ocean Isle Beach, or areas in that direction. So that's the scene right now. We have reached out to emergency officials to learn more about when all of the roads are going to be open, and we are still waiting to hear back. Bill and Kim.
Live, WECT News starts now with severe weather.
Our severe weather coverage continues tonight as a powerful storm slams southeastern North Carolina.
Heavy and at times historic rainfall, bringing widespread flooding from Wilmington to Whiteville. Hundreds of drivers are stranded at this hour. Major roads are like parking lots. Other roads are washed out, cutting communities off.
Homes and whole towns underwater tonight, literally, but it all together, and it's one of the worst storms we have seen here in years. Now, we do have team coverage of the impacts of today's storms. Ava Bringord and Emma Dollenmayer both out in the elements right now. Traffic reporter Daniela Hankey is monitoring the many road closures that we've seen today.
And first, though, we're going to turn it over to Gabe Ross here in the Weather Center. Gabe, we talked about the historic rainfall that we got, and we're not done with the rain at this hour, are we?
Correct. We still have some bands of showers off the New Hanover County and now more so Pender County coastline that are likely going to bring about additional perhaps inches of rain in some cases, leading all the way up to Surf City and the Onslow County coast there too. The good news, the center of this low kind of going along with it, so a lot of that moisture going to start to wind down in the hours ahead. But boy, it's still going to likely be a wet outcome here for the course of the next couple of hours in select locations. Happy to say portions of Brunswick, New Hanover County that were hit the hardest this morning, Columbus County included in that too, are getting a break from the worst of the rain. Still maybe a couple of passersby or a few sprinkles left over through the night tonight, but still that's what we're looking at. Flash flood warnings in effect for you. The flash flood warnings that are outlined in yellow are observed areas of flash flooding. The others radar indicated. So we know that it's happening around here, especially those big portions of Brunswick, southern New Hanover County, where we've seen inches, in fact, over a foot of rain in a lot of locations. Still standing with that, but a good chunk of the region dealing with those flash flood warnings, and a flash flood watch still going to go for us through the evening and overnight hours. I think once these showers get out of here tonight, though, we'll be in a lot better shape. In fact, I want to do that now. I want to take you forward. As those heaviest rain bands lift to the north, we'll get an influx of some drier air, although humid air at that. So I do think one or two showers possible to be left over. But John, the good news, I think a lot of the heaviest rain is going to be shutting down, certainly through the course of the overnight. A few leftover showers come tomorrow. Some drier times in your planning forecast, which will go out a full 10 days, coming up in just a little bit.
All right, take a look at this video. This is out of Brunswick County. Look at the line of drivers stranded along Highway 17 today because areas of that roadway are under floodwaters.
Also in Brunswick County, the Sheriff's Office also out right now performing high water rescues as drivers became stranded. We talked with Governor Roy Cooper just moments ago, who says getting these roads rebuilt will be a top priority.
We'll put a premium on working to get roads repaired as soon as possible. I do not know the extent of the damage. There could be some extensive damage here, particularly with washout.
WECT's Ava Bringord is getting a first-hand look at the impact those road closures are having in Brunswick County. Ava, you're live along Highway 17. Many of the people you talked to stranded there for hours. They're just desperate to get home.
Yeah, that's right, Fran. It's an unfortunate scene tonight. I'm walking alongside. There's probably about hundreds of drivers lining Highway 17. Everybody's waiting here, waiting out those floodwaters. I spoke to a sheriff's deputy who told me there's about 7 feet of water waiting for them on the other side. Many of these people left home this morning not knowing that they wouldn't be able to get back there. Now, the rain has stopped for now here, but we're starting to see the impact this storm has had on Brunswick County. High water rescue trucks are starting to come back to higher land. Crews rescuing the most vulnerable right now. And on the other hand, there are hundreds of drivers waiting for the floodwaters to recede to get back to their homes. We spoke to a few people here who are waiting to go back to their homes in Bolivia. That's about 10 minutes away from where we are here in Winnebago. One man said he worked all day in the rain and he just wants to go home and take a hot shower and go to bed. The other tells us he has young children and a pregnant wife. They both agree they'll wait as long as it takes to get to their families.
I had no idea. I know it was raining really hard, but I had no idea it was going to be this bad. So I guess I'll sleep in the car tonight.
Your prepared to sit here for the next couple hours?
If I got to, that's where my family is. I'm not going to leave them by themselves. My wife's pregnant. She's due in the next couple weeks. I got 3 kids. I'm about to do some off-roading if I need to.
We have heard from the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office tonight. They say that there have been multiple rescues throughout the day. The big story here right now, they're asking people to stay home if they can, be smart, and stay safe, as fortunately many people wait out the lasting impacts of this storm. Live in Brunswick County, Ava Rangord, WECT News.
Now, the decision to not cancel classes today has caused a lot of backlash for a few area school districts.
We've received statements from administrators in both Pender and New Hanover County schools apologizing for the decision and saying they made the decisions after talking with emergency management officials. New Hanover County Schools Interim Superintendent Dr. Chris Barnes said in his statement, here's part of the quote, "Unfortunately, the rainfall and conditions far exceeded all forecasts when we made the call last night to keep school open." He continued, saying the severity of today's storm took our community by surprise, end quote.
Pender Schools also released a statement saying in part, and I'm quoting here, "We understand that the evolving situation may have caused frustration, but the safety of our students and staff remains our top priority," end quote.
All right, let's give you an idea of just how bad the flooding is in Carolina Beach, southern New Hanover County. Take a look. This is not oceanfront property. This is the lake park in Carolina Beach. That is the lake as you're seeing it. James Blydenberg sent us this picture. You can see the amount of water in and around that lake in Carolina Beach. An unbelievable picture coming from that Pleasure Island community. WECT's Emma Dollenmayer spent the day in Carolina Beach. What does it look like there now, Emma?
Well, John, I'm on Lake Park Boulevard here in Carolina Beach. That's the road that most of the businesses sit on, and take a look at it. It's looking a lot more like a river than a street right now. Really, the best way to put it is just a historic amount of rainfall and an unbelievable amount of it. If you look into the distance, you can see a car actually stranded on this road, sandbags up against the storefronts, as a lot of business owners said they didn't prepare for this actually, and we do want to point out that the roads are closed right now. Police are standing blocking the intersection so people can avoid going down this street. Again, I talked to business owners, people who work here. The kitchen manager at the dive actually tells me him and the owners were going out to check it out and see if they would be able to reopen anytime soon, and here's what he had to say.
Not really sure. We're going to go look at it inside here in a little bit with the owner, and we'll see what he says. But if restaurant equipment's damaged, then it might not be able to serve food for a while, which is a critical blow to us already.
Just one day of business, you can imagine it does some damage here in a place that really relies on people eating and visiting these areas. Now, he tells me that they hope they can open as soon as possible. But again, if you take a look at this road, conditions are really going to have to clear up until that can happen. Live in Carolina Beach, Emma Dollenmayer, WECT News. Back to you, John and Fran.
All right, Emma, thanks.